Jim joins us now. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Jay.
All right, Jim. So the Twins are done playing the Braves, and that's a good thing because the Braves took it to them the last 3 days, including a 5-1 Twins loss last night.
Yeah, the Braves are really good. They're kind of figuring it out right now, but this is really more about the way the Twins are playing. Twins are just playing horribly right now. They got a really good start from Festa. Really impressive. Great sign for his future. Great sign for the future of the franchise. Thielbar was terrible. Alcala was terrible. Margot misplayed a ball. Margot got thrown out after getting a slow break on a ball up the middle in what could have been their big inning. I think that I love Tommy Watkins, but in that case, I think you want first and third, nobody out. You just hit a couple bullets off of Sale. Sale appears to be tiring a little bit. Middle of the order coming up, I would have held him under the circumstances. He gets thrown out instead. Short circuits what could have been a really big inning. I mean, I've been around a lot of baseball teams, and sometimes slumps feel this way. It feels like nobody can do anything right. They're playing horrible baseball right now, and they need to turn it around. They still have time, and it's been kind of a bizarre season. They were terrible in April. Then for 4 months, they had the best record in baseball, and now they're terrible again. They just, they need to play better. They also need to get their best players back. They survived a long time with dealing with injuries, but at this point, they need Correa and Buxton back on the field, and probably Brooksley would help solidify second base as well.
What do we know about those players as far as when they could return?
Buxton's probably going to go on a rehab assignment this weekend. Then they would hope that he'd be ready for the following road trip. Correa is still just trying to find a way to work through that foot pain and function. No real update there. And Brooksley has been playing pretty well at St. Paul. They just want to make sure he's completely healthy before they call him up.
How about David Festa's performance last night? I mean, line looks pretty good. 2 earned runs over 6 innings.
He was actually fantastic. I mean, he got to the 7th inning, longest outing in the big leagues. He walks the leadoff batter in the 7th. Thielbar allows that runner to score. Otherwise, it looks like a great line against a very good hitting team. I thought Festa was great last night. And you can see him figuring it out in real time. So, the direction of the season is not good right now. The fact that Zevi Matthews and David Festa and Simeon Richardson are pitching like this is actually a great sign for the future of the franchise. I also think with Festa and Zevi pitching this well, Varland had 5, came in after an opener and pitched 5 really strong innings yesterday. I want to see Varland in this bullpen. This bullpen needs help right now. And obviously Varland pitching 5 innings means he's not available for a few days, but I want to see Varland in the bullpen this weekend.
Jim, is it time for the Twins to stop using Caleb Thielbar in key situations?
I mean, he right now is their only lefty out there. So if you take Thielbar out of the mix, you have no lefties. But that's again where if you have Varland out there, I think Varland can get lefties out when he's throwing, when he's coming out of the bullpen and throwing really hard. He's better against lefties as a reliever than as a starter. So I'd rather have a right-hander who's pitching well and is competent than Thielbar going out there just trying to figure it out right now.
Twins have the day off today, and now the 3.5 games back of the Guardians for first. Royals are just a game back. So, and in the wild card standings, the Twins are still holding on to the last wild card spot. The Red Sox are 3 games behind. So, I mean, a little bit of a cushion, but that can evaporate pretty quickly if you have a bad week. Oh
yeah, and if they figure it out, and start playing well again, then they're probably in great shape. Their playoff probability, I'm looking it up here now as we talk, their playoff probability has gone from, kind of low to mid 90s to right now it's 81%. Now listen, if I told you at the beginning of the season you had an 81% chance of making the playoffs, you'd take it. It's all the things that can happen in a baseball season. They've had a very good season in a lot of ways. They can certainly still make the playoffs. They could even still win the division. But at this point, it's just they got to play better. I mean, they just need to play. They need to play better, and they need to get healthier.
Jim, the Minnesota Lynx, they keep on winning. They're just now second best in the WNBA. They go ahead of Connecticut, 89-76, dominating win at Phoenix last night. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix is not a good team, but they have Taurasi, Griner, and Copper, and Sophie Cunningham. They have talent. They haven't figured it out, but they have talent. So they're kind of a dangerous team to play. And the Lynx just took them apart. McBride was really good. The bench was really good. Ball movement was excellent, as it always has been. Hines Allen has just fit in so perfectly for what they need. Defensive rebounding, toughness, ball movement. This is just really impressive. Now, second place in this league is ridiculous for a team that really only has one true star. I know McBride made the All-Star team, but I'm talking about true national stars, and that's Collier. This is a stunning achievement. And they have a winnable game on Sunday. I mean, second seed would be great. The only catch about the second seed is right now Indiana is in seventh place. You'd play Indiana, and they've won 7 of the last 10. Caitlin Clark is setting all kinds of records, so they wouldn't be an easy matchup. But you'd still rather have the second seed because then if you play Connecticut in the second round, you get home court advantage. That could be a big deal. Also, Indiana might be about to pass Phoenix the way they're playing, so you might end up with the second seed and getting to play a struggling Phoenix team.
Right, yeah, you look at the standings. I mean, Indiana's only a half game behind. So, yeah, that's very tight as far as positioning goes, 6, 7. Yeah, I guess just those two positions in the WNBA standings. All right, so the Gopher football team is going to play tonight, season opener against University of North Carolina. First game of the year. There's always a lot of mystery, right? What do we know about this Gopher team?
They should be able to run the ball. Obviously, you'd like to see Darius Taylor out there. We don't know if he's going to be healthy or not. They do like their running back depth. Marcus Major is a really intriguing guy as well. But let's face it, the Gophers usually run the ball, and they usually run the ball well. So I don't think that's a big concern. The mysteries, as you mentioned, the quarterback, Max Bronsler, he threw for 1 million yards at a lower level. He can obviously spin the ball. He can obviously run an offense. Can he do it at this level? Nobody knows. Is Daniel Jackson going to be healthy? If he isn't healthy, do they have enough receiving depth? If he is healthy, can he be a star? Is the defensive front seven should be pretty good. Cody Lindenberg, very good linebacker. They seem to have enough bulk up front. Is the secondary going to be good enough? Will Coy Parrish be able to contribute early in his career? Right now, he's thought to be second or third on the depth chart at free safety. Is he going to be a contributor this year? If he's not, are they good enough? So those are the big questions. North Carolina, this is a winnable game, especially playing at home early in the season. If they don't win it, then that's probably a big red flag for where the season's headed.
Brosmer is one of those guys that he talks about how at most levels that he was told that he doesn't have a strong enough arm or he's not big enough. He's not a big guy, but it seems like a lot of what he's done as far as success is he makes quick decisions. He understands how to read defenses. Is that something that might be transferable? And I guess we really don't know Jim, but it's just one of those, he doesn't look like that prototypical 6'5" big arm quarterback.
Right. And we've seen smaller quarterbacks succeed. You usually have to make up for your lack of size some other way, and it's very possible that you can do that. The red flag there is if he doesn't have the arm strength to challenge defenses, Big Ten defenses downfield, then defenses can compress. They can play close to the line of scrimmage. And then that quick out that should be an easy play, the cornerback is preying on it, and he's looking to pick it. You got to be able to throw deep once in a while to loosen up defenses. You also have to be able to hit the deep out. And the hardest throw, the throw that takes the greatest arm strength is not the bomb, because you can just release it early if you want. Joe Montana didn't have a strong arm, and he was a brilliant deep passer. It's the deep out, the deep comeback, where if you get the ball there, it's a gain and a first down. If you don't get it there, it's a pick going the other way. That's what we got to see. Can he make that throw? And if he can't make those throws, can he find another way to operate, with his level of talent? I mean, it's a complete mystery. I mean, it's great that he had success at a previous level, but we got to see it.
Speaking of North Carolina, last year when the Gophers played them, the Gophers lost 31-13, but a big part of that is that they had an outstanding quarterback in Drake May. May will not be the starting quarterback, it looks like, week 1 because the Patriots went with Jacoby Brissett. Any thoughts on that?
It's interesting because most of the first-round quarterbacks who are healthy are starting. Ken Penix is obviously the exception because he's playing behind Kirk Cousins right now, and he was drafted for the future. But this is the only healthy guy who was really in a quarterback competition in the first round who didn't win the job. Now, the Patriots coach, Mayo, is basically saying he's basically intimated that May is better than Brissett and that he liked everything he saw from May. He just doesn't want to start him right away. Honestly, it's a bad team. So part of his calculation there might be, I don't want Drake May getting beat up on a bad team yet. It's not his time. Let's make sure that, I mean, they're not going to win anything this year. So he probably feels like May will benefit by staying healthy, not getting beat up, learning the NFL from the sideline for a while. I'm guessing he will play at some point this year.
Wanted to bring up North Dakota State playing against Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and Colorado tonight, starting at 7 o'clock. Interesting non-conference matchup. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, and you know what? Coach Prime is pulling all kinds of stuff out in Colorado, and I think North Dakota State might win this game. I mean, it's a better football program. They probably have better line play right now. Deion has a couple of spectacular skill position players, but I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion NDSU wins this one.
You think North Dakota State would ever transition out of the level they're at now to the championship series, bowl championship series?
It's the obvious question. It's the obvious move for them to make. I guess the question is, would you rather be a dynasty at your level, or would you rather get into the mix with a bunch of other teams where you're just kind of another forgotten, a revenue team, a team that goes and plays people for the payday? I mean, theoretically, you like to play at the highest possible level, but I don't know. Why would you give up what they have? I think what they have is great.
All right, Jim, what do you got in your podcast?
Let's see. We have the John Krasinski show is out this morning. We'll have the Viking Update show up in a minute. We have the John Millay show out. Don Mitchell show will be out here in a little bit. The next day, we will do Jeff Diamond's Vikings NFL Insider on all the roster moves and the final roster. The former Vikings general manager will have a chin music out by Friday as well, with Roy Smalley, Lavelle Neal, and myself on the Twins' woes. And everything's at TalkNorth.com. Also, check out Randy Shaver's new high school football show on our network. Great stuff there. You can also watch it on YouTube. And everything's at TalkNorth.com.
All right, Jim, thank you. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Thanks, Jay.
It's Jim Souhan, Star Tribune sports columnist, joining us every weekday morning at this time. Follow him on Twitter at Souhan Strib. Check out his latest column in Star Tribune or his podcast at TalkNorth.com. Jim, once again, today brought to you by the Green Mill in downtown St. Cloud. Dream Getaway 80 continues. Your first code word of the day is trailer. 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 You might need a trailer if you're hauling your boat up to the lake this weekend. Trailer. 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 Type that in. You can win a vacation of a lifetime. Coming up next on WJON, World and National News from ABC, followed by local news.